right to it. You don't keep the man who is has the largest grapes I've ever seen waiting. You don't keep the guy who is a co-star of a wonderful Kings jersey commercial waiting. And you don't keep the head coach of the Sacramento Kings waiting at all. On the road, joining us right now, our friend, our former colleague, and the coach of your Sacramento Kings, currently on a 7-game win streak, if you had not heard, Douglas Dale Christie. DC, good morning.
Good morning to you, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Great. Awesome. Like, it's winning. You know, it's better than losing. It's fun.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no doubt.
How are you? Honestly, Doug, seriously, whirlwind craziness. We're watching it. We're covering it. You're living it. How are you, brother?
I'm tired, but other than that, I'm good, man. Guys are taking good care of me. They're taking good care of us in the city. So when it comes to that, that's what we're here for. So, I'll sleep later at some point, but right now, just keep grinding. Super proud of the performances that they continue to put out and trying to continue to define their identity. And if they do that, they always give us a chance to win.
Well, Doug, I know we're all really happy for you. I know this is something you've really, really wanted. You're here, and the results are showing. I'm curious. I've always been a fan of your messaging, your passion. It comes through for everything you're saying. And, for example, Doug, when you took the team on the roof for the beam, I thought that was incredible. You're hitting all the right notes. Have you, in your passion and your energy, noticed that tangible difference, not just the results on the floor, but with your guys kind of feeding off that same kind of energy?
I guess so. I've seen some stuff that DeMar was asked, and he talked about when he showed the video of me playing and stuff, and kind of his mindset behind it, which is humbling. But we talked about right from the very beginning. Like, there are certain things that I'm gonna require. Like, we don't want to lose, but you're gonna lose sometimes, and that's part of what we do. But the one thing that we can control is how we play. When our fans come to see us, when they tune in to see us, what they see and the pride that they take away from what they see and what they experience. And if we're doing that and a team is better than you and they beat you, then you know what? We're okay with that. We'll lick our wounds, we'll go back, and we'll figure it out. But if we play at that level consistently, and I think that that's what you're speaking to, Jason, if we play at that level, we give ourselves a chance. We can look ourselves in the mirror. I'm hoping that our fans are extremely proud of us. Our organization is extremely proud of us. And from there, we can move on and continue to grow and get better.
I want to play a very quick 10-second clip from your one of your pressers that really spoke to me, and I think a lot of the fan base. Here it is.
It's together. It's like, I'm not separate as a coach. They're not separate as players. They have their room. I have my room. But at the same time, we are together as one. And
it's a fist. And you've had a couple that you've dropped. I don't want to get the phrasing wrong, but it was like, we want to make people that come in here uncomfortable or not have a good, you have this way, Doug, of I know you're not a Sacramento native, but this is your home, being able to boil things down so that we understand them. And it sure looks like the players are kind of getting that same gist.
I would agree with you. I think that, like, messaging a lot of times it needs to be simple. I think that there's a human aspect that you got to tap into. I think that you guys know, like, the mental side is kind of what I dig. And I think that the mind controls what comes into physical manifestation. So if our minds are on the same page and there's an aggressive mindset and all these things, then physically that's what we are going to manifest. And that's what I try to impart to them is, like, whatever we do, we're going to do it with force and aggressiveness. And that's how it's going to be. We're not going to try to adjust. We want people to adjust to us. Now, with all that being said, we play against players at this level and teams at this level that are just crazy good, and you have to adjust. but this is our mindset. This is how we want to approach it. And if we continue on doing that, like, we give ourselves the best chance at winning. And as we continue to, like I said, formulate our identity, that's what we want to do on a night-to-night basis.
You know, Doug, there's so many winning elements on this streak, whether it's, you know, the beautiful game you guys play against the Warriors, the huge comeback, I believe that was Philly. There's been a lot of things, but the fourth quarters in a lot of these games, you guys have been great closers offensively and defensively. And if we just go to the 5-second count you guys get yesterday, that looked to be a play that you enjoyed just about as much as anybody. What have you felt and seen with your team in closing time in this win streak?
You know, it's interesting because as I think about it, like, a lot of things that I think you guys have been around me. I talked to our fans when I was on radio and television. Like, I can't talk about all that and then, like, not do it. So part of what I want is I want pressure. I want physicality. And those things, when you add them up, they equal to digging into an opponent's legs and making them tired. And that means that we have to be in better shape, and we're working on that because that's part of what I'm asking them to do at a really high level. But I think some of what you see is when we get to the fourth quarter, the team starts to get tired. That's just whether you look at MMA or you look at boxing or you look at tennis, with Rafi Nadal and those heavy balls that he just pounds down the line, and all of a sudden guys are backing off the line because he just continues. Like, that's the pressure that I want to apply. And you can't do it every single time, but the more times that we're able to accomplish that, we're hoping that in the fourth quarters, teams begin to feel us more and more.
Doug Christie with us, head coach of the Sacramento Kings. Doug, you know, one of the first things, and there have been already some signature moments for you, was Keon in the Miami game, I think, missing the front end of 2 free throws. And as he was coming off the court, you hugged him. And, you know, Keon Ellis has been a big topic amongst fans this year. And maybe we read too much into it. You know, we're all dramatic, but it seemed like that was so welcome on his end to have an ex-player come up. Hey, man, been there. You're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. Go out there. Let's win this game. And I imagine that's some of the stuff you draw from your playing career that really helps you in that communication with those players.
Yeah, those are moments like, I didn't say this, but funny, I was like, yo, man, I missed 2. You only missed 1. You did better than I did. Because I've been in that moment before, but really, I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was just along the lines like, we got you.
Right.
Don't worry about that. We're going to miss shots, bro. It's part of what we do. But now we're going to demonstrate to you what team is all about. So, good job. And that was really it. It wasn't more than that. Just trying to continue to put wind underneath his wings and help him to soar.
And you know, we talked about that the following day, Doug. And at one point when we were talking about you hugging Keon and after the free throw, Christopher Lodge said, well, Doug knows something about missing free throws. And I just want to say, I know you're head coach. Now, I know.
And I'm not going to say what I really want to say to Chris.
I get it.
You look at him right now. Just look across. Just look him right in the eye.
We are.
And he understands exactly what I'm saying.
He knows what you're saying. Oh, my goodness. Doug, I'm thinking back to when we worked together here. I don't remember you ever needing smelling salts to get going. Yeah. What's going on here before the game?
You know, actually, I've done it all the time. It's just no one paid attention to me when I was sitting in the other seat, and now like the camera's on you. But just to wake up, lock in, man. Here we go, and it just wakes me up. Sometimes I get a little bit too much of a dose, and it can make my eyes water. But for the most part, it's just to wake up, and I'm here, and we're here, and here we go.
You know, I know weirdly enough, we didn't plan this, but a few of these questions have involved Keon Ellis. I'm going to ask another one, not necessarily about him, but again, we're talking so much about messaging, about philosophy, about, the things that you're bringing to the table and trying to infect players with. There was one thing you mentioned, or maybe it was Keon in his interview, I can't remember, where Devin Carter was on the floor, the rookie, and Keon Ellis is a guy that struggled with his playing time for some of the year and, is still trying to get his footprint. And he said something to you, I'm paraphrasing, like, hey, let the young man cook out there. And you had said, like, well, I was just coming over to tell him the same thing. That's that. You guys used to always say on those 0-2 teams, Doug, that you could pass the ball knowing that you were almost certainly getting the ball back, that you had that trust with your teammates on the floor to know that everybody was unselfish, everybody was pulling for the other guy. And I felt like in a weird way, that little interaction was a little part of what you experienced as a player, that unselfishness.
Yeah, it's really what I expect out of them, and I'm hoping that they expect out of each other. Like, listen, if I was going to the table and Bobby hit a couple shots real quick, I'm turning around and look at coach like, you want me to go for Mike or come back to the bench? Because my man is cooking and there's no need to take him out. And that's kind of, because when you're in that position, you want somebody to do that for you. But to Keon's credit, I was coming to tell him, give me a couple minutes or, just hold on, because it was his time to go in and he knew I was coming to him, but he was already coming to me like, yo, the young fella's rolling, let him roll. And I to myself, I said, that's an incredible teammate, and that's not like the first time it's been done. Malik's done it many times. Like, people have done it, but under my watch, to see him in that moment be selfless for the team is like super huge. Those are the things that I think gain each other's trust. And when you gain each other's trust, things on the floor they flow differently.
Doug, knowing you here, how hard you work to be great at radio, what you did for television, when you took on golf and to work on that, you kind of just have the gift of work ethic and drive and all that. And so now I know you've wanted to be a coach. I know you want to be successful. How much of your drive, though, is back to the unfinished business of that group that you guys were so close with?
Just to say, golf didn't work, by the way.
Oh, it did. It's on hold now.
Tom Morton's listening right now, I promise.
Yeah. I'm going to dive in. We're in the room. We are locked in. I got, games on the board. We're typing. We're trying to figure out. I got a crew that I work with to make sure that I'm comfortable with the game plan before we go. Then we get with all the coaches, see what's what. And by the time I hit the floor, I got my game card. I'm comfortable with it. That doesn't mean it's always going to work, but got some really good dudes that I trust a lot, and just try to do any and everything. They turn over every rock. They ask the tough questions. And those are the things that you need. I don't need to be the smartest guy in the room, but I don't need yes man. I need people who are going to say, like, and they do that. Like, it's a lot of fun, a lot of laughs at the same time, but we're in there trying to find the best strategy to give these young men the best chance to, be in the game and figure out a way to pull it out.
Looking up stats here, you are actually, weirdly enough, already, you have the most NBA head coaching wins of any former KHTK broadcaster. And I'm just saying, it's working so well.
Give us time.
Jason's busy at night, but I'm available if you need any extra help. I mean, it's working.
I got you, man. Chris got a couple, I'm sure.
I have noticed that the 3-point stance has been amazing.
You like that? You like
triple
that?
Threat?
Yeah. Stay out of my text thread.
Also, G-Man was on earlier breaking down the Maple and Ash menu last night. I'm just assuming you were there, but did that also remind you of all those KHTK dinners we always had that the company took us out of?
Yeah, that we always didn't have. It was high level, man. It was a packed house. People, all the players, like, it was just that's the vibe that we're looking for. It's a family vibe. It's a vibe of we're coming to do this together, and super proud of the product that they're putting out for our fans and our organization. But at the same time, like, happy for them, because I know that this job is difficult. It's not always what you want. But like I said, if they control the things that they can control, they give themselves the best chance. And that's the time that you live with your results.
Well, you've already given us enough of your
Yeah.
time. I know you got a bus to catch. I'm speaking for the fan base right now as we sign off, and for Jason and Chris and all of us. Doug, nobody needs to tell you what this means. You said it yourself, how this affects the city. It was not a good spot a couple weeks ago. We were struggling, and this city is absolutely, the roof is blown off. It's on fire. Thank you for everything you're doing. We're so damn proud of you. We are so damn proud of you and behind you 100%. And just keep killing it, dude, because you know what it means for us, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Kings fans, love you guys. You know what I always feel about you guys. So just keep rocking. Go Kings, like the beam, baby.
Let's go, baby. Talk
Thanks,
to you
Doug.
soon. Thanks, Doug.
All right, guys.
See
Peace,
ya.
peace.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. Oh, my God. Let's run through a couple of walls. Hungry? Psh, I'm not hungry. I fast for 14 days. Wow. Right? I got goosebumps, dude.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
And the thing I think about too with Doug, like working with him, and you know this dude, he's always wanted this. He's the unfinished business, whatever. He's always wanted to be a coach. And in fairness to him, he just jumped in. Like I know how he would have. He's going to do some things differently if it becomes his full time, and he's got an off season and a camp and all that. But right now he's just in the moment, getting the most out of the guys, and this is an incredible run they're on.
I mean, honestly, 10-year contract today. Just sign him. I mean, maybe it's a little overboard, but just
sorry to hurt his golf game.
Sorry to hurt his
He'll have
golf.
to live with that.
We'll take a break.